helping you to weather good and bad economies without putting retirement on hold. This is the Tumolo Financial Podcast with Ken and Nick Tumolo. Ken and his son Nick know that creating a comprehensive financial plan can align your hard-earned life savings with your retirement goals. Consider them your retirement architects. Now, the Tumolo Financial Podcast with Ken and Nick Tumolo.
Ken, we've been seeing a lot of scary headlines going on, a lot of news. The stock market is swinging back and forth, and that can kind of make people feel a little bit helpless. Of course, we want to know how to stop the bleeding when this kind of situation happens, and Patrick Kelly has written a number of books about retirement, but there's one story that he told that's a really, really great visual of kind of what we're all feeling right now. So I want to play that for you.
Picture a rancher who has some wild horses out there in his field that wants to get them in his corral. And so he goes down and puts some feed in there that he thinks might attract them, and he opens the gate of his corral, and he watches one of the horses walk in, and two walk in, and 3, 4, 5, and he watches 9 of the horses walk in, and yet he has that 10th one that hasn't come in yet, that's still standing out in the field. So he says, you know what I'm going to do? I'm not going to shut the gate until that 10th horse is in. And so as he's waiting for the 10th one to walk in, the 9th horse that walked in decides to walk back out in the field. So now he only has 8, and he goes, doggone it. I wish I would have shut the gate when I had 9 in there, but now I only have 8. There's no way I'm going to shut the door now because I want at least to get back to where I was. The 8th one walks out, and the 7th one walks out, and he watches most, if not all, of the horses walk back out into the field, and he has none of them that are now part of his ranch.
What a frustrating scenario. So how do we shut the gate on losses in our retirement plans? What are you doing right now?
That's actually a great way to explain the market moving up and down.
Yeah.
And the emotional part. So what a lot of people don't realize, and especially when you trade yourself and do your own investments, and I'm going to put it to you this way, my own retirement money, I use the managers that we use in Tumolo Financial, but then I have another account that I trade on the side, and that's the idea. If you don't take the emotion out of it, sometimes I'll get caught where I'll buy something and I'll hold it. And I was like, I should have sold it the other day. And then I wait and wait and wait. And sometimes it comes back, and then we just hold it and we're good. But sometimes it's not always good. So that's why you want to take that emotion out. So I'm already practicing it. We practice it with clients already when we're building these retirement plans. And what I always want to point out, there's that big shift. And I want to talk about that real quick, where if you're 40, you're going to take a little bit more risk, even the early 50s. So your market accounts, your retirement accounts will bounce around a little bit more. So good markets, bad markets, it'll move. That's the volatility piece of it. But as you start to approach, and some key ages, you start to approach age 55, 59 and a half, it starts to get more and more important to turn your retirement money into a true retirement plan. And I can't tell you how many times people come in and they're like, yeah, I got a retirement plan. I find out it's just a 401k. And it's misleading because a lot of us think our 401k is our retirement plan. No, it's a place to save for retirement. It's not a plan at all. It's just basically to pile the money in. A real plan, as you're heading into retirement, will start to account for things like taxes, strategies to save money on taxes, passing that money on to loved ones, whether or not you're going to be okay, meaning will you run out of money, and then other things that you should look out for, such as long-term care. So it's taking the whole picture into account. Now, when you start to make that shift to being more into a retirement plan, and that's where a lot of times we fall in. I can't tell you how many listeners have worked with an advisor, then they call, meet with us, and they switch over. But it's really because they need the planning side of it mixed in, and their other advisor just doesn't do it. But it's just that normal shift, and it happens a lot. But the big thing is when you're making that shift to make it more of a retirement plan, you build some safeties into it, meaning we know the market historically has trended up. The problem is when you're in retirement, you draw from those accounts, so you're counting on them. And if we're in a down market, and I know the market's been volatile the past month, but but the thing is if we're in a down market and you have to start to sell off stocks, bonds, funds, you're basically selling at a low point and paying taxes to pull that money out of a retirement account. So you're getting a double whammy on your account. So we want to avoid that. So properly structuring those accounts leading into retirement makes it where no matter what the market's doing, there's always a place to draw. And what I mean by that, there may be investments in there that don't go down when the market goes down, but they don't go up as much as when the market goes up. So they're those safer investments. But when the market goes down, they didn't go down at all. And a lot of times that's what's buying you time, meaning you can draw from those accounts while the market recovers. And then when it recovers, you could go back to drawing from the market. So when you're working, you kind of have that scenario as long as you're not laid off. The paycheck keeps coming in and you don't have to sell off those market investments. So that's like your backup to your accounts. When you're in retirement, you have to find a different way to emulate buying time. And when we do that, we're building safety into the picture. So a big thing, and I'm going to say this, you always want to start with a retirement checkup. We offer that out complimentary to our listeners. Great starting spot because you really don't know what you're missing. We're taking into account everything. Our number, 860-854-3434.
Investment advice offered through Tumolo Wealth Management, a Connecticut-registered investment advisor. Content contained herein should not be construed as an offer or solicitation for investment advice or for the purchase or sale of any security, insurance, or other investment product. Please consult with a qualified financial, tax, accounting, or legal professional before implementing any ideas or strategies discussed here.